Greetings, everyone. I am UDAY Sharma from the EEE Department of Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today, I am going to discuss about the topic how we use economics in our day-to-day lives and how economics is useful in our daily lives. Economics is a study of scarcity and its implications for the use of resources, production of goods and services, growth of production and welfare over time, and a great variety of other complex issues of vital concern to society. Economics affects our daily lives in both obvious and subtle ways. From an individual perspective, economic frames many choices we have to make about work, leisure, consumption, and how much to save. Our lives are influenced by macroeconomic trends such as inflation, interest rates, and economic growth. It's hard to know what to say, but to get people excited about economics, it's good to try and think how economics can be applied in everyday life. Some of this is just common sense, but economics can help put a theory behind our everyday actions. Let us see why economics is important. Opportunity cost we face is deciding what to buy and how to use them, how to maximize our economic utility and avoid behavior bias, how to macroeconomic inflation, economic growth, and employment prospects affect our living standards. Individual markets like housing market can be influence our standard of living. Understanding issues like externalities, we may not like paying petrol tax, but if we see it helps reduce pollution and congestion, and the tax revenue is used to subsidize public transport. It gives a different perspective. Let's see what are the importance of economics in our daily lives. Opportunity costs, how we use or spend our time. How inflation affects us. Should we keep savings for our future? Or for any other time, should we save? The effect of externalities. How to maximize the utility of a given goods slash product or any item or commodity. Let us discuss what is an opportunity cost. We are constantly faced with choices. It may be a matter of limited time. For example, let us say the weekend. We may have three options. First, we can spend 8 hours working in a cafe or in a restaurant with a daily wage of 700 rupees. Or we can simply spend 8 hours studying for our exams. Alternatively, you can also spend 8 hours of leisure by doing nothing or relaxing. So the three options are earning, studying, and relaxing. Let us take these three as examples. Each choice has an opportunity cost. The opportunity cost of earning 700 is that we don't have time to study. If we work 8 hours, if we work the 8 hours we have, then we can't study for the exams. This could lead to the poorer exam results, which could lead to the lower future learning potential. Choosing to maximize our income in the short term, such as earning 700 a day, may reduce our lifetime earnings and could be a poor decision. That is, if we keep working 8 hours a day and without studying, this may result in lowering of the grades. This again leads to poor wage jobs. The problem is that when making decisions about whether to study, work, or pursue leisure, we may forget to ignore long-term effects. Deciding to spend all our free time earning 700 rupees is something we may regret in life later. Considering opportunity cost can help us make better decisions. If we act on instinct, we may choose the most pleasurable or easiest course of action. The best decision is a short term. If we choose to relax now, it may affect us in the future. Relaxing part is of short term. It gives us pleasures for short term. But if you focus on our future, it is a long term effect. It's a long term effect. Let us see here. The opportunity cost is equal to next best alternative of foregone. If we study this graph, this is the house of leisure we get, and this is the house of study. If we study 2 hours, if we suppose let's have 12 hours of time. If we study for 2 hours, we may have 10 hours of leisure. If we study 4 hours, we may have 8 hours of leisure. If we study extra 2 hours, the opportunity cost is that the 2 hours of leisure time we lose or we cannot have. Macroeconomy in daily life. When making decisions, we don't tend to first look at leading economic indicators, but perceptions about the economic outlook can influence certain decisions. For example, those aware of the current situation or current economic situation may be aware the depth of the recession, which makes a period of low interest rates more likely. This suggests that if you could get a mortgage or mortgage payments, they would be way cheaper, but saving would give a poor return. However, the bad state of the economy and high unemployment rate is a factor that we encourage students to stay on and study. Since youth unemployment is currently very high, it makes more sense to spend 3 years getting a degree rather than going straight into the job market. The only problem is that many other students are thinking the same. Hence, the competition for university places is becoming much stronger. Behavioral economics and bias. Traditional economic theory assumes that the man is rational. However, the work is behavioral economics suggests we can be prone to bias and irrational behavior. For example, we may be prone to present bias, where we overvalue pressure in short term and ignore long term implications. As we have discussed earlier, relaxing is short term, and working or studying can be a weight of long term implications. For example, consuming demerit goods like alcohol or not saving sufficiently for retirement. The insight of present bias suggests we make decisions of our future self would not make. If we become aware of this bias and irrational behavior, then we can make better decisions and improve our long-term welfare. Let us take that if we spend 1,000 rupees on alcohol presently, and this is short-term implications and demerit goods, if we consume this. But if we save this in the future, we may regret spending $1,000 on this alcohol. But if we consider this as savings without consuming the alcohol, the 1,000 rupees which we saved earlier, which might be useful for us in the future. Let us see this life cycle of hypothesis. Let us see that here is the start of working age. Slowly achieve promotions or incline in the working. Here, this might be our average income. This might be the saving period or savings we done. This is the wealth we achieve. Let us say we retire here. This part, we don't earn any income. We consume the income. We consume here all our savings. This saving. Here, our incomes cut off, and we might go into debts. On proper saving, this may not happen. This is at the end of a lifetime. This can be simply shown as a life cycle hypothesis. Supply and demand is a basic law of economics. Supply is the number of goods that produce flowed in the market, whereas demand is the amount of market participants are willing to buy. In an efficient market, at the point where the supply curve and the demand curve meet is called the equilibrium point. Consider a luxury handbag maker that sells luxury handbags and sells them at a price of $1,000. If the person is below 500, it would get orders of 10,000 per month. The brand produces only 1,000 quantities every month, such that it receives the same number of orders every month and it clears its inventory in a month itself. And let us take another example. When corn crop production increases, the farmers decrease the price of the crop so that they can sell off the product produced. The supply is too high, the demand, that is the amount of corn needed to feed the people of the country, the produce is to be wasted, and the farmers lose the cost of production. Let us conclude with this. The above examples gave an overview of various concepts and laws of economics, which includes the law of supply, demand, opportunity cost, etc., which we use in our day-to-day lives, which we see, but we can't understand. This is the part of economics. While these examples may not include all type of varieties, but they provide a good insight into the economics. Thank you. This is UDAY SHARMA signing off.